Well, here we are on the floor of Bobby Dodd Stadium, where Georgia Tech has just claimed a 31-17 victory over number 5 in the BCS, Clemson. Obviously, those numbers are going to change after this weekend. We were just in with Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney, and he said, "Look, give all the credit to Georgia Tech. Clemson didn't execute. 4 turnovers, absolutely critical. Georgia Tech, they were able to execute at a pretty high level out there tonight." Crunch time is when it really happened, though. Clemson had trimmed the lead to 31-17. And Rashard Hall down on that end of the field down there came up with a key interception. Clemson had it 1st and goal at the Georgia Tech 9. A touchdown makes it 31-24. They throw the fade, reminiscent of Florida State last year. It was intercepted. That drive was over. Georgia Tech takes over 16 plays later. Clemson finally gets the ball back with just a little over 1:20 left on the clock. Can't do anything with it. Another interception, the 4th turnover of the game. That ends it. Now, the bright side is that Clemson is a little bit banged up. They've been after it for 12 straight weeks. They have a bye week next week, then they're at home against Wake Forest. That game essentially is for the ACC Atlantic Division Championship. The winner will go to the ACC Championship game, the loser won't. So the Tigers still have everything on the table that they really wanted at the beginning of the season. Number 1, win the season opener. Number 2 is win the ACC Atlantic Division Championship. That is still out there. Just talked to Taj Boyd. He said, we didn't execute at all out there tonight. Should have maybe taken some shots down the field early. A little surprised by what Georgia Tech was doing and dropping players 20 and 25 yards down the field. He just now told me, he said, we probably should have hit some more underneath stuff early in the game to try and open things up. And finally, I thought that Clemson would be able to run the football on Georgia Tech and would not miss Andre Ellington all that much. But DJ Howard with a critical fumble, that led to a Georgia Tech touchdown. Mike Bellamy, Clemson was going on what looked to be a scoring drive. He put the ball on the ground. Taj was under pressure. Neither one of them picked up blocks at key times on passing plays. Andre Ellington was missed in more than just rushing yards out there tonight. You got to have a leader like that on the field who can pick up the blitz, who is not going to fumble the football. Once again, live here from Bobby Dodd Stadium, 31-17 Tech over the Tigers. This has been brought to you by Dogs on Pelham, who had their grand opening just a little over a week ago. Go see Rick Porter. Tell him that you saw this on TigerNet, and you get 10% off your total meal. Thanks to Dogs on Pelham for sponsoring this. We'll be back with you again in 2 weeks, where hopefully we're talking about Clemson's ACC Atlantic Division Championship. This is David Hood with TigerNet.